Good afternoon, all. Hope you are able to hear me.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Any questions from yesterday's session? So we saw that implementation project, the complete end-to-end implementation project, the description part. And next we saw the support project. Clear? And any questions or any queries in that?
No, no.
Okay. The next today we will see that the other set of projects. Okay. So here we will, so as soon as you will recruit for a software company like on SAP, then probably you might get a rollout projects. Nowadays, most of the projects are going on in SAP environment are rollout projects and as well as an upgradation projects. Clear? 30 to 40% project. They are asking in interviews also, do you have any experience on rollout projects? Upgradation, however, we will have. Okay, so what exactly the rollout project means? Okay, for example, if a company is already implemented, as I said that my company is, as I said that Reddy Labs is in Bangalore. Okay, Reddy Labs is in Bangalore and already implemented SAP in their organization. Okay, that is Bangalore is in India and Reddy Labs is expanded in different countries. But for the first time, they have implemented SAP in Indian organization, right? So Bangalore means nothing but in India. And same time, and other countries, they are using the legacy systems. Other set of softwares they are using. Now they are well versed with SAP in India. Now they want to introduce the same SAP software in other countries. For example, Reddy Labs is there in, apart from India, it is there in Singapore, it is there in Canada, it is there in Australia, and it is there in US. For example, 4 different countries, right? And those 4, total 5 countries it is there, apart from India, 4 countries. So in India, already they have implemented SAP. Okay, and they have started working on that and they liked it. The software, they liked it. Now they would like to replicate the same for other country or countries. Other country or countries means where whatever countries the Reddy Labs is there. So they want to make a replica, okay, to introduce SAP in their offices of those different countries. Clear? Then these types of projects are called rollout projects. So what do you mean by rollout project? Rollout project is nothing but already the software is used in one of the country, clear, in head office, wherever it is having, and other countries, the branches or whatever you call, if it is there in other countries, they are using any other legacy systems, right? And they want to introduce in SAP in that particular companies which are there in other countries. Then that kind of projects we might get, then that projects we call it as a rollout project. Understood? It's not implementation project. Implementation, fresh implementation. But already that particular company head office, we have already introduced SAP. Means that organization is already using SAP. Okay. So, but other countries, the branches of other countries are using other legacy systems. Now we need to implement, we need to replicate the same SAP system of their branches in different countries. Clear? So in other words, rollout means replicating the business model of the SAP system in subsidiaries. Subsidiary is nothing but your branches, whatever you call, okay, that have similar business process. So same thing, what we need to do, whatever business process is using in India, the same business processes they are using in different countries of that Reddy Labs. So what, as a consultant, we need not to do again from the scratch. We need not to do from the scratch. What we will do, we will lift and shift to other countries. So 85%, 90%, the configuration will be the same. Clear? So what we will do, we will not do from the basic configuration. We will do lift, nothing but same replica we will copy and we will introduce in other countries. Okay. So subsidiary similar business process. The main task of localization is fully implemented. So what do you mean by localization? For example, 85% is the whatever software we are using SAP, the same thing we will lift and we will shift. But what it will get changed, only the legal requirements will be different. In India, we will have a different legal requirements. In India, we have a different tax procedure. Australia, we have a different legal requirements, different tax procedures. Clear? Canada, we will have a different tax procedures, different legal requirements. So like that, country to country, only 15% change will be there. 15 to 20% change. Only that 15 to 20% we will implement it. Understood? 80% it is a similar. Okay, but only 20% will be get changed. What is that changes? That is nothing but as per the country's local legal requirement, right? As per country's local tax procedures will be different. Only that we are going to implement, and remaining 80% it will be the same. So we won't do configuration separately. We will lift and shift to that particular country's company. Clear? So then that particular project, we call it as a rollout project. Fine. For example, as I said, that if Reddy Labs company head office is in India, already SAP is implemented and it is having branches in US as well as Europe. They want to implement the same SAP according to head office. Then these projects are known as rollout projects. Rollout projects. And the team size would be 5 to 20 members approximately. And the duration would be 3 to 9 months. Again, I'm giving a tentative numbers, and tentative duration. It will be more in real time. It would be less in real time. Okay, that is called a rollout project. Any questions on this? Rollout projects.
So as you said, we will lift and shift 85%.
Correct.
It may differ because of tax rates and all, depending upon the country. So that part will be done by us, or we will be going reaching out to the ABAPers.
We're not going to reach out to ABAPer because the tax procedure already SAP has provided tax procedure for all the countries, and all the requirements as per the country. We are, as a consultant, we are going to do it, not as per ABAPers. There, it's not a specific requirement. It's a general requirement only. In India, we call it as a GST, and in China, they will call it as a GTS, Golden Tax System. Clear? In US, in Europe, they will call it as a VAT. Right? In US, they will call it as a sales tax. That's it. So the procedure is already there in SAP. Clear?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone before we proceed? If not, then we can go ahead. So this is called upgradation project. Next project we will have. So sometimes as a consultant, we got some sort of experience. Then we may engage in upgradation project. If the company is already using older version, for example, any SAP they are already using, but they are using old version of ECC 5, ECC version 5. Okay, they want to go for next version, new version S4 HANA, or they are using ECC 6 version. They want to go with S4 HANA. And these projects, if we are extending this project, okay, from older version to new version, then this is considered as an upgradation project. Majority, you know that. Okay, and this is very simple. And nowadays till 2032, from 2000 till 40, we are going to get majority projects on upgradation projects, because still 2030 companies are using ECC version, but after 2032 all the companies need to migrate from ECC version to S4 HANA version, right? So meanwhile, whatever projects we are going to get, once you recruit, so you are going to get a projects mostly on upgradation projects. Understood? From older version to newer version. So here, for the upgradation project, the team size would be 5 to 20 members. Again, I'm saying approximately. And the duration would be around 3 to 9 months. See, according to my experience, I have taken this. whatever projects, upgradation projects or rollout projects, what I saw, according to that, it's not a generic, again, I'm telling you, it's a, according to my experience, real-time experience, I have mentioned here. So that's the reason I said approximately the real-time one. So any questions on upgradation project?
Nothing from my end.
Okay. Next one, enhancement project. Next one is enhancement project. So what is the difference between upgradation project, rollout? Now you understood what is rollout and upgradation. But here, enhancement project. What do you mean by enhancement project? In the sense, for example, my company is established in the year 2018. Okay, my company is established in Ready Labs, right? Same example I'll take, Ready Labs. Okay, and they have introduced SAP FICO on ECC version, ECC 6 with EHP 7 with the GST. Though this is the ECC latest version. Okay, so my company Ready Labs is there in 2018. Okay, in the 2019, they have introduced, sorry, this is 2019, they have started using SAP in their organization. Okay, 2019, they have started using SAP in their organization. Okay, so when they have introduced SAP in their organization, they have different departments. Different departments. One is purchase department. Purchase department. Next one, sales department. Next one, finance department, HR department. Clear? Production and planning department. Fine. So they will do a pharmaceutical business, right? So these are the different departments. Or next one, marketing department. Marketing and sales are one and the same. Okay, controlling department. Like this, they have a 5 or 6 departments are there. Okay, so for in 2019, we have configured for all the 6 departments. We have configured all the 6 departments. We have introduced SAP. Ready Labs has taken services from us for all the departments we have configured. In 2023 January, okay, 23 January, the Ready Labs has entered into new business. They have entered into new business. Okay, new business. For example, marketing, HR, we have sales, we have production and planning, we have, right? They have entered into a joint venture business. They have entered into a joint venture business. Okay, so they're already using SAP in their organization, right? So there is one more department or one more business they have introduced in their organization. Now they want to use SAP software for the new business also. With new business also, then what, as a consultant, we will implement only for this new department or new business. Okay, SAP software without disturbing the existing department's software, and we are going to integrate the new business, okay, to existing departments or existing businesses. Then that kind of project we are going to call it as a enhancement project. Understood? So we are already using from past 3 years, we are using SAP for the existing departments, right? Ready Labs or our client entered into a new business, because new business in the sense they need to introduce software. So if already he is using for 6 departments, already they are using SAP. So now for new business also, they want to use SAP only. So as a consultant, what is our primary job? So all are integrated here. Purchase department is integrated with sales, or sales is integrated with finance, finance is integrated with HR, HR is integrated with PP, PP is integrated with controlling, or vice versa. Clear? But here new business is entered. So till now there is no software, right? Again, we will configure joint venture business, new business, without disturbing existing businesses software. Means we're not going to disturb. Okay. And after that, we are going to integrate the new business with existing businesses. Then that type of project, we are going to call it as a enhancement project. So definitely in interview, they might ask you, have you ever worked on enhancement project? Clear? So what does it mean? Means the company is already using the software for their existing department or existing businesses. If any new department or any new business has been introduced or entered by the company, right? Then they need to configure the SAP and they need to integrate that new department or new business to existing departments or existing businesses. Then that type of project, we call it as an enhancement project. Is that clear? Any questions here? Any questions?
No, no.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing from my side.
Thank you. So here, that's what I said here. I have mentioned here, enhancement is nothing but changes in the existing process or modification is existing process is called enhancement. For example, in the organization, already SAP has implemented for all modules. Okay. Departments like FICO, quality, production and planning, SD, HR. If the organization enter into a contracts business, I took example as a JV, joint venture, but here I have given example into contract business. For this, so for FI department, we need a FI module. For CO controlling, we need a CO module. For material management, we need a module. For quality management, we need a quality management module. Okay. Like that. For contract accounts, we need to have a project system module. That is one of the SAP sub module, SAP module, functional module. So we need to introduce project system module is required to do contract accounting. Okay. We need to implement project system module without disturbing the existing business process. Without disturbing existing business process. Project system module must be integrated with other existing module in the organization. So that is called enhancement project. So any questions here? This is about your projects, different projects. So we will have only these projects in SAP. Any questions?
No, Naveen. Nothing from my end.
Okay. So here, now this is about your literature part. So just I would like to show you how to log in and how to log off the systems. Okay, screens and everything. So once we install, so as I said that, what are the system requirement to install SAP? So two ways we can do it. Two ways we can do it. Okay, two ways we can do it. So you want to install SAP in your system. So either we can install SAP in our system, in our desktop or laptop. What are the system requirements? I'll tell you. And next one, what is the other way we can have? This is the first one. We can install and, or we can, one more thing, we can have remote access. Remote server access. Remote server access. So what are the things we will have a difference between these two? First, I'll explain. If we are installing, so here, what are the versions we can install in the sense? See, here we can install in our desktop or laptop, we can install ECC6 with ECC6, EHP7, okay, with the GST. We can install the same thing. We can have a remote server access here also. But if I want to install server in my laptop or desktop, what would be my system requirement? System requirement. Okay, what is the configuration I need to have? I want to install server in my system. Okay, so how much? Minimum 8 GB RAM. Minimum, I'm saying. If it is more, then it's fine. Minimum 8 GB RAM. Okay, and minimum 8 GB RAM. And next one, minimum 512 GB of SSD. Now we don't have a hard disk drive, we have a SSD. Okay, and minimum i5 processor with any generation, like 5th generation onwards. 5th generation onwards. So this is your system requirement to install server in your system, right? So what happens? So they will install this particular software in your system. So for example, what they will do in the sense to install 512 GB, I said minimum 512 GB it should have. Okay, out of 512 GB your SSD or hard disk drive, what they will do is they will do the basis consultant will install. Basis consultant will install the server. Install the server in your system. Okay, basis consultant will install the server in your system, and what he will do, he will make your hard disk or SSD into 2 partitions. So your original software OS, if you are having an original operating system, then they will format. They will remove everything. They will make empty, everything empty. And they will make your hard disk into 2 partitions. So 512 GB, consider it as a 500 GB. So what they will do, one partition as 150 GB. Okay, and one partition, they will make it as a 350 GB. One partition, they will make it as a 150 GB, and second partition, they will make it as a 350 GB. So whatever partition they made in 350 GB, okay, they will install SAP server. Install SAP server. And what is the thing? It will take almost all 250 plus GB. It will take 250 plus GB space it will take. And they will install SAP application. They will install SAP application. SAP application. And that it won't take much space. Hardly it will take 30 MB space, megabytes. Okay. And they will install other softwares. They will install other softwares like MS Office, Snagit, and other. So here 2 operating in 350 GB, they will install Windows 2000 professional operating system or Windows NT. Windows 2000 professional OS operating system or Windows NT operating system. So this much space it will take. Okay, and here you can't what we call this completely occupied for SAP server. So what is your job, for example, and how much charge they will charge? From 500 rupees to, it's a one-time investment, rupees 500 to 1000 rupees. In Amirpet, they will do this. From 500 rupees to 1000 rupees, they will do this. But what they will do is, and again, okay. So here, what is the problem? What is the thing is, what is the problem is every day, if you want to practice, every day, we need to start the server manually. We need to start the server manually. Clear? Every day we need to start the server for practice. It will take 5 to 7 minutes according to your system speed, RAM speed. Okay, every day it will take, we need to start the server manually. And once you done the practice, once we done the practice, then we need to close the server. We need to close the server properly. We need to close the server properly, right? What happens if I have practiced? I'm doing practice, right? And I have opened the server properly, but I have not closed the server properly. One time or two times, it may accept, but third time the server will be get crashed. The server will be get crashed. So again, we need to go to Amirpet or whoever do the installation. We need to, by paying this, and entire data we are going to lose. Entire data so every day to start the server, it will take 5 to 7 minutes. To stop the server, it will take 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so here the latest version you can't install in this particular Windows 2000. Okay, so here you have one more option, 150 GB. So partition will be there. In partition, they will install Windows 10 version, Windows 10 or 11, whatever it is there. Okay, so here we can install latest our MS Office and all those stuff. Here you can't install your latest MS Office in this partition. Clear? Earlier the network drivers also not used to work, but now network drivers are we can use it in this particular partition. Okay, so that would be the disadvantage. Means your original operating system will be deactivated. They will remove that. They will clear. They will format your original operating system. So every day we need to start the server. We need to stop the server. If we are not stop the server properly after opening, then it may crash at any point of time. It may get crashed at any point of time. Clear? So when compared to remote access, it will be little slower. It's a only one-time investment, but still, number of times if got problem, the again and again we need to install it. Okay, it occupies, the major thing is space it will occupy. Your system space it will occupy. Clear? And next one. Second one we have, as I said, remote server access. Right? The same software we can take remote server access. Remote server access is nothing but only the server will be maintained by third party. It will not, the server will not be there in your system. This will be maintained by third party. For example, we are giving server access, right? So SRUSTY Technologies will give you the server access and the server will be maintained. See, again, we have purchased the server by paying a lot of amount. By paying a lot of amount, we have purchased the server, and the server is in Singapore, right? Singapore. And there is one basis consultant who will take care of our server access. So what we will do, just we need to have no partition, nothing. Your operating system will not be disturbed and your privacy data will not be get disturbed. Clear? Only what they will install is, they will install only SAP application. Only application. It will take 30 MB space. That's it. Only server access will be provided. Okay, and 24/7 you will have a support. 24/7 you will have a support. Clear? And same time, the main thing is here, if you want to practice here, internet is not required if you install. But here to work on SAP, this one more draw here, internet is required. It will work because SAP server is at one place and your system is at one place. So to connect with that, we need to have a network. So internet is required. So only what it will install, only SAP application will be installed. So it occupies maximum, I'm saying, minimum to maximum 30 MB space, not more than that. And when compared to this, you need not to start the server. You need not to stop the server here. You can directly close the application at any point of time. right?
So
Yes,
will
please.
it work with i3 processor or i5 is must?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
So will it work in i3 processor or
Yeah,
i5
it
is
will
must?
work in i3 and i5.
Okay.
Okay, because if we want to install a server, then we have this specification i5 minimum. Okay, only application is there, then it will work on i3 processor also, but it would be a little slower when compared to i5, because the booting time, it will take time.
Okay.
Okay, so only 30 MB space will be there, and we will have a 24/7 support, 24/7 support, and the data will be taken backup almost every month or every quarter. But it doesn't mean that if even this server also can get crashed at any point of time. It's not like that. It's not going to be crashed, but normally they will take a backup. The server, whoever basis consultant is there, they will take a backup, and they will reinstall it. They will restore it. So maximum we won't lose our data, the SAP data. Mostly I said 90%, but 10% there is a chance that we will lose our data completely and we need to start again. Is that clear? In real time also the same thing happens. I'll explain that also. So here we don't require to spend a lot of space in our system. If you are having a 256 GB, then that is also fine. 512 GB, that is also fine, right? 1 TB is also fine, because SAP application will not take much space. And one more thing, we need not to start the server. We need not to stop the server. We are least bothered about server start and stop, because the basis consultant will take care of it. Okay. Any questions? And what would be the charges for this? In the market, people are giving, again, I'm telling you, people are giving 800. Okay. Not 800, sorry. 1,000 rupees for 3 months. I'm taking general 3 months. Okay. And 1,800 for 6 months. In the market, I'm telling you. So probably, I'm not sure, because earlier the person who used to provide us, they used to charge like this. But what is the problem in the sense? So these server access, those people will give more than 500 people. More than 500 people. Right? So the same server, more than 500 people will work. Right? If one person changes any configuration, right, then normally what happens is this kind of problem, right? It's a general ward, a kind of general ward in hospital. Clear? It would be like a general ward, right? So what was earlier, our students used to take the same kind of things. So every time they used to get some sort of bugs, errors, right? What would be the problem in the sense? That is a server problem, because if somebody has changed any configuration, automatically other person has to suffer. Right? So whenever I used to explain the class, and when I am doing in my system, and when I was showing it, it used to work perfect. But when the same thing, the replication, when they try to do it, what they used to get errors, and they used to come back stating that we are getting this error. They used to follow same as it is, but still they are getting errors. So I can't say them, right? You are getting, it's a server issue. So what people think that this fellow doesn't know anything, because I know pretty well that's a server issue, because of trafficking, right? Because of the traffic, right? So majority people, 500 people or 1,000 people are working in that particular server under that one particular client, right? So it would be a lot of traffic. So that's the reason people they won't get the correct output, right? Every starting initial batches, first batch, few batches, we used to get a lot of issues, lots and lots of issues. Clear? So to overcome that, what we did is I have purchased. See, every batch we used to get a complaint stating that I'm getting this error, and automatically they lose their confidence level also. They used to lose their confidence level also. So to overcome that difficulty, what we did is, on behalf of SRUSTY Technologies, we took a tenant server. For that means almost all we purchased the server. We purchased the server from Singapore vendor. We purchased server from Singapore vendor. Okay, so those people will take, so here it is dedicatedly, the server will be used by only SRUSTY Technologies, not others, not outsiders. This will be taken by only SRUSTY Technologies. Means hardly, for example, if I have 100 students, so I'll create a batch wise. So in that batch wise, only those people will practice. And definitely we can monitor who is changing the configurations, who is doing what, everything we can monitor. Everything we can monitor. So normally what happens is we won't get errors like what we used to get in the previous servers. Hope you got my point. So here normally for others in the sense only for students, we are charging. Okay, we are charging some sort of prices for this. And we know that again, these are terms and conditions apply, as you know that pretty well. TNC will be applied. So either you can take from outside, or you can install the server, or you can take from us. No restrictions. If you want others who are providing 1,000 or 800, you can take from them. But only the challenge is those people will provide it to outsiders. So with that, what would be the problem? Same thing, data problem, practice problem, slow, right? So here we have not only GST, whatever server I took, we have taken whatever servers I am providing. This is the latest server on ECC. So not GST, we have GST plus TDS plus TCS. Normally third party, majorly whatever I said, you want to get GST, they'll say that we have a GST, you can do GST, but they have a manual GST, not automatic GST configuration. So in our servers, we have an automatic GST configuration, tax deduction source, tax collection source. So probably they might give manual GST, right? And they don't have this TDS and TCS part. That is the thing, because after doing a lot of this thing, research, we took this risk to purchase the server. Is that clear? Any questions here? Any questions? So these are the two things we can do it here. Yes, please. Any questions from anyone?
So,
Yeah,
continue, please.
I didn't get you.
I mean that we purchase a server, as you said, that if we as the student, if we subscribe for that, what will be the charging from the SRUSTY?
That's what actually, I think I have explained in the previous sessions. Normally, we are charging for 3 months, it's 1,200, and for 6 months, it's 2,000. This is 3 months, it's 1,200, and 6 months, it's at 2,000.
If you need more, again we need to
Renewal it. That's it. We can renewal it. See, this particular course itself is 9 months course, right? So 2,000 if you are taking for 6 months, probably for another 6 months if you take, right, another 2,000 or something else, the 1 year it will be completed. So 3 months extra time you will get. Clear? One more thing, as you know that we have charging our course fee. Already I have shared it. Our course fee is 35,000. If no one asked concession from this particular thing, so we are 35,000 is actual fee for FICO. Again, I'm reiterating, 35,000 is FICO fee. Okay, if I'm charging different, right? 35. Normally, we want to give discounts or anything on the fees, right? So, in case 1 or 2% due to some issues, if they are getting some sort of discount or something else, okay, those people, this is applicable. And whoever are paying 35K, so the server will be included in the fee only. The server will be included in the fee only. So they need not to pay any extra amount for server. So till whatever course, 9 months I said, 1 month also extended, for example, still our course is completed. Till that, the access will be provided till completion of the course. Hope you got my point. The people who got concession or whatever it is, then they need to go for this particular thing. And for that particular thing, you can contact me personally. Understood?
Yes, got it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because again, we are paying a lot of amounts to vendors and Zoom and everything. So here and there, we can give some slight discounts or something, a concession kind of thing. But here we can't charge less than this. Because high speed server, this is same time latest server, as I said that with the GST, with the TDS, with the TCS. This is absolutely new server which we purchased. Okay, so this is about your server access. So you can take a call accordingly. Somebody is already paid, majority are paid, so it's not applicable for them. Clear? So 2 times if you take almost all 1 year, 2000 plus 2000, apart from your course fee, right? Whatever fee you paid. So for 9 months, our course will be completed. You are practicing along with me. So after 9 months, it won't require, because as I mentioned earlier also, within 5 to 6 months, if you practice very well, then you can crack any sort of interview. And trust me, today morning we had a session, clear. 4 people got recruited for different companies. Weekend morning batch people. Weekend morning batch people. Last week they have attended in different companies, right? TCS and Accenture and Capgemini or something else. So just now in the classroom they announced 4 people have got recruited within 5-6 months. So I said that 6 months you will get recruited if you do practice again. Terms and conditions, if we do practice very well, then definitely we are going to crack any sort of interview. Any sort, again, I'm telling you. Trust me, practice along with me, then definitely you are going to get success in this. 4 people, trust me. Few are freshers, few are experienced out of 4. Clear, I'm going to post it in this week, who have got recruited along with their companies and all. With handsome package, again, I'm telling you. Okay, so this is about your server access. Okay, so once you install server in your desktop or something, then what if you install? If you install, then again, I'll show you another system. I have an installed server also there. I'll show you in next session. So whenever you want to log in, then how you need to do is, whenever we install SAP in our system, then 2 icons will appear on desktop. One is SAP management console icon. You can see here, if it is visible, you can see here. Management, okay, SAP management console icon. So if you double click on this, then what happens is, it will give you all the servers list, the complete server list. Okay, by pressing with your, I'll show you next week, just remind me, I'll show you that. So we need to start the server. The SAP management console icon would be related to your SAP server. So once your server is started, then the SAP logon icon will be there. Logon icon will be there. Clear? This is SAP logon icon. You can see here in my desktop also. Already people who are working as an end user, they know pretty well about it. SAP logon icon. This is called SAP application, right? It's not server. After installation, we will find this. So here Minds is right now working on our remote server access. So next week, I'll show you, I have installed SAP server in my laptop, another laptop. I'll show you that also. Okay, you can see the properties here, how much space it is occupying. Less than 30 MB I said, but you can see 1.17 KB. 1.17 KB. It's a minute to minute space it is occupying. Clear? Minute to minute. Only this application we will install. The server will be there automatically. So you can see the servers here. So once you double click on application, SAP application. So I have a different servers. One is EHP7, one is EHP7 GST, one is SAP ECC. So here out of this, you will get this particular one, EHP7 GST1. And this is my S4 HANA server. So I am going to compare each and every module with S4 HANA with ECC. That I'll take care of, Bhavani. That I'll take care. Installation part, application and all. Clear? So any other questions? So if you want to install the server in your system, then you need to take your laptop to hard disk or laptop to Ameerpet, because I don't have that facility of server installation. Application installation, I'll take care of it remotely. Clear? Okay, this is my S4 HANA one. So because I need to show you both, for this server I am paying and for this server I am paying. Okay, so this is application. So here you can see, so SAP application. In real time, normally as I said that in real time, we will have 3 servers. In real time, real work environment, we will have 3 different servers. One is development server, already we discussed. Quality server and production server. Development server, who will have access? Who will have access?
Consultant, SAP
Consultant. And quality server?
I think both.
Both.
CTMS
Yes,
and us.
exactly. Yesterday only we discussed. And production server?
We have only view.
Yes,
That is
consultant
the-
will have only view access. And but when it comes to production server, only CTMs will have. End users will have access, everything. Okay, in real time that is. But in practice environment, right now we are in training environment. In training environment, we will have only one server and one client. Only one server and one client. So this is the one server we are having. One server we are going to work. For example, this is EHP GST. This is my server. Okay, this is my server. Okay, and what is the client we are having? Which client?
800
800 client. So as I said yesterday also, training environment, we will have only one server, but in real time, we will have 3 different servers with the number of clients or 3 clients minimum. Okay, that is one development server, one quality server, and one production server. Development server, we will do configurations and customizations, right? In quality servers, we will do the testings. Okay, and next one in production server, we will do the real-time activities, production activities. So, but here in this, we have only one server. So we are going to do all the development configuration and customizations in this server only. All the testings we are going to do in this server only. And all the end user activities also we are going to do in this server only. In one server, we will do all the 3 activities: development server activity, quality server activity, production server activity. Clear? Purchasing of 3 servers would be a lot of amount because this is SAP provided one 800 series. Okay. So here, fine. In practice environment, we will have only one server and one client. And client is an educational server. 800 client is an educational server, which is provided by SAP. Right? 800 client in the sense someone is saying, I'm doing on a 800 client is nothing but they are working on education environment, training environment. In 800 client, SAP provides, okay, in 800 client, SAP provides predefined, pre-configured template companies. Already SAP has provided in 800 client different end-to-end configuration companies and company codes. Okay, and that is considered as a demo data. Again, I'm reiterating, if you want to learn SAP, then you can go through these predefined, pre-configured demo data also if you have a patience. Without learning from anyone, we can learn from this configuration, but it's mere impossible. People won't do like that. Clear? So here, already SAP provided number of companies in this particular 800 client. So by looking at that step wise, we can do it. And an entire documentation will be provided by SAP. Complete document will also thereby provided by SAP. We can read it. What do you mean by company, company code, business area, functional area, right? FM area, financial management area, everything descriptive SAP provides, everything. Okay, next one. And this is considered as an IDES. Okay, so clearly it is saying that internet demonstration and evaluation system. So that is the reason I said demo data. So this is works for demo purpose. Clear? Any questions here? So which version we are going to work now? Which environment we are going to work? Which client environment we are going to work? We are going to
800.
work under 800 client. That is nothing but internet demonstration. IDES environment we are going to work. Training environment we are going to work. Clear? Next one. So this is your application. So once you have entered in this, so if you double click on SAP, so it will show first client, and next it will ask for user ID. User ID. So what do you mean by user ID? In real time also, once you join the organization, according to your authorizations, your rules, right? One user ID will be created, right? And that will be linked to client. You remember yesterday I said, all client, what is a client? What kind of data it will contain, right? I think here only, right? Yeah. See the client, that is nothing but now 800 client. Client number is 800. So user master data means whoever is working on this particular person, user records and their roles and responsibilities and authorizations will be mentioned here in this particular client. So here also we will get some user IDs here. Once you take the access, you will get user ID. Nothing but it could be a Naveen or whatever it is. In real time, it is a different combinations. You will get your user IDs. First name, last name combination, you will get it. Okay. And password. Okay. So what is the user ID length here? It's a case insensitive. Your user ID in SAP was case insensitive. What do you mean by that? So your user ID can be either upper cases or lower cases. You can give. So here I'm giving lower cases. So when I press enter, it will automatically convert into uppercase. See here, you can see. If you give upper cases, it will take it as an uppercase. If you give lower cases, it will convert into uppercase. So it's a case sensitive. Sorry, case insensitive. Means it will not have a difference between uppercase and lowercase. But when it comes to a password, when it comes to your password, it's nothing but your Windows password or your mail password. Whatever combinations we are going to give, the same password. So user ID length would be up to 12 characters. Up to 12 characters. How much length we can give user ID? Up to 12 characters. And password would be case sensitive. Would be case sensitive means uppercase should be given as an uppercase, lowercase should be given as an lowercase. And what would be the length of password? 50 characters length, inclusive space, 50 character length. So no, I think according to my knowledge, minimum 8 and maximum 50 characters. So according to my knowledge, no one will give 50 characters of password. And it is a combination of uppercase, lowercase, and special characters in real time. But here you can give anything here. In practice environment, you can give all the lowercase, one uppercase and remaining or lower cases. Characters we can give. Okay, it's not mandatory that you need to give a number or something else. But in real time system, you need to give an uppercase, lowercase, special characters. That is a mandatory minimum of 8 characters. Minimum of 8 characters. But what is the maximum in real time also? Minimum 8 and maximum 50. Clear, everyone? Any questions? Yes, no?
No, nothing from now.
Okay. How about others? So the literature would be more to understand the system, right? So here I'll go. So here I'm giving my password. So here it will show different languages. Okay. So if it is D, Germany, right? It will everything, the menu and everything will be shown in Germany only. So here 2 characters, EN, English, and press enter. So I have given my user ID and I have given my password. So press enter. So this is any end user screen looks, any screen in SAP looks, first screen will be this one. This is the first screen. Okay. So I'll explain each. It's like your MS Office screen only. MS Office screen only. So I'll explain each and everything. Write down. This is very important. Okay. Very, very important to remember. Okay. Because we need to explain the client in the real time. So because SAP is new for him, why I'm saying important for us, right? For end user, it's not required, maybe, might be. But as a consultant, why we require this? Because if we are giving trainings to our end user, CTMs, then we need to explain what is what and what. Okay. So the first one, this is considered as a menu bar. In MS Office, MS Word, Excel, you will have a menu bars, right? But now they are not using in from 2007, 10, 13 version onwards, they're calling it as a ribbons. They are no more calling them as a menu. They're calling it as a ribbons, right? But in a previous version, they used to call it as a menu only. So this part, we call it as a menu bar, the first line, like your MS Office. Okay. And next one, second one, it is considered as a SAP standard toolbar. I'll explain each and everything. Don't worry. Each and every option I'll explain here. Okay. So each and every setting I'll show you. Okay. This is called SAP standard toolbar. Fine. SAP standard toolbar. Next one. This is considered as an SAP title bar. In Excel also, you remember we have a menu bar, we have a standard toolbar and name bar. Correct? Next one, we have application. This is a new title bar. After that, SAP application toolbar. These are the toolbars. SAP application toolbar. And after that, we have a status bar. Okay. So here on the bottom, this particular left side, we call it as a status bar. So whenever you save something, it will show you here. So even this is also there in your MS Office status bar. Okay. And next one, we have a status node. Status node. This is considered as in your status node. Session manager. If you click on here, it will show you each and every activity, right? Which system we are using, what is the client number, who is the user, which program we are running, what is the transaction we are doing, what is the response time, interpretation time, round trips. Clear? Round, nothing but we call it as in cycles. Clear? How many cycles we worked. So everything we will call, this is called node, status node. Right? This is a new thing. We don't have in MS Office status node. So this is nothing but status node. All the details you will get here in session manager. System, client, user, right? It's not required for us, but still. Okay, next one, status node. And after that, the new thing is this one. In MS Office, all the things will be there, whatever we see. Okay, this is the new thing. What is this? This is called command field. What is this? We call it as a command field. What do you mean by command field here? See here. For each transaction means each application. Transaction means here each application. Okay. For each transaction or application, we have commands. In SAP, we have commands. We call that commands as a transaction codes. Majority people are familiar with that, right? In SAP, to enter into any application, right, we will have a different commands. Computer itself is programming language, will have a commands, right? So in SAP, we call those commands as a transaction codes. Transaction codes. And this will be delivered, these transaction codes or commands will be delivered by SAP by default. SAP will deliver these transaction codes. User can't deliver this. Okay. Next one, those transaction code we need to mention in command field. For example, I want to go to an application. So this is a command. Okay, we can go with the navigation. I'll explain that. So here we need to mention FB50. FB50. Clear? So this is a command, transaction code, right? Transaction code. So if you press enter, then that will take you to this application, FB50 application. So you can see here, FB50. This is an application. What kind of application here? GL account document, post GL account document. The application name is GL account. As I said that this is a title bar. Under which company code and everything it will show here. Clear? And so in SAP, there are total more than 65,000 transaction codes are there. And across SAP applications, SAP total, all different modules, we have total 65,000 transaction codes are there. Fine. And next one, in FI module only, in finance module only, we have more than 1800 transaction codes. Overall SAP, we have 65,000 transaction codes, but only in finance module, we have whatever FI we are going to do, we have more than 1800 transaction codes. Do we need to remember all FI module? Do we need to remember all? Not required, but few are important transaction codes we need to remember at any cost. And every transaction code, whenever I'll explain, I'll say, this is very important transaction code. Make a star mark, 3 star marks for this transaction code, which we need to remember. Those transaction codes I'll explain every time as a very important as per interview point of question, as per your client point of view. Clear? And we have, so this is command field is a new, which we don't have in MS Office. And next one, SAP navigation menu. This is called SAP navigation menu. I'll go back. So this is called navigation menu. For example, I want to go to the same thing, FB50 transaction code. So I'll go here, accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, document entry. You can see here like this. Here I have given a command, right? So I have entered into FB50. So here how I came, SAP menu, correct? After that I came into accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, document entry, and FB50. So the same screen it will display. So two ways we can enter into an application. One is through command or nothing but transaction code. Another one is with navigation. Navigation is nothing but navigating step by step. Okay. Two ways we can enter into an application, any application. Okay. This is one. Next one, we have one more. SAP user defined menu means what SAP, for example, again, it's a new for you majority. If you are familiar with this, SAP user defined menu. Every day we are working as an end user. This is end user perspective. End users are working only 10 transaction codes every day, right? Every day 10 transaction codes they are using it, correct? So here, instead of opening like this, what we can do is we can create our own menu. This is SAP standard menu. Okay, we can create our own menu here. That is called user defined menu. User defined menu. So whatever important thing, okay, you will keep it in your desk, right? So which is readily available. In the same way, what end user can do is they can create their own user defined menu. Is that clear? Any questions still here? Any questions? So this particular thing I'll show you in the next week session. So what do you mean by screen? How it is thing? So 2 more weeks, we are going to see the SAP screens literature only. Screens literature only. So each and every point, how to open a screen, how to open a new screen, right? Everything we are going to, how many ways we can close the SAP, right? Everything we are going to discuss. And after that, we are going to see the organization structure. See, the most important thing is, as a consultant, whenever we are going to client place, we need to have a knowledge to prepare organization structure. How the organization structure will be there. What do you mean by an organization? It's not that company code. So that is normally what others will teach. First step, they won't take much sessions on theory, literature. But if you want to become a good consultant, successful consultant, then the back end we need to understand a lot. Right? Again and again, I'm reiterating. Someone who will complete the SAP course from outside, right? And after that, unfortunately or fortunately, they have cracked the interview. But you will listen from them that getting a job is a challenge, first one. After that, after getting a job on the floor, survival is very challenge. Surviving on the floor would be a challenge. Whom it will be a challenge? The people who are not having a correct basic literature knowledge, the back end knowledge. Only those people are going to face challenge on the floor. Clear? So to overcome that difficulty only, we have designed this particular course. Okay, once you can crack interviews easily and you can survive on the floor without any problem. So don't think that this fellow is taking too much of literature. Because even for me also it's a time waste. Because almost all 10 sessions I'm taking theory only. Clear? People never show interest on theoretical part. Because they want a practical. But try to understand me. If we focus more on practical, automatically I would have completed 10% of your topics. If I start directly, what outside people will do it. But when you will face a challenge in the sense, we will complete as soon as possible if I start practical part. But once you complete this thing, at the time of attending interview, either you will change, you will face the issues, or on the floor you are going to face the issues. If you are good at literature and the backend, then definitely you are not going to face any sort of issues or any sort of challenges at the time of interview, nor at the time on the floor. Trust me that. Is that clear? Any questions?
Sure, nothing, no question.
Yeah, that's what we are going to spend literature in the sense, same customer this thing. And once we done this, we are going to see the complete organization structure. What is organization structure? What do you mean by company code, business area, segment? What do you mean by an operating concern, controlling area? How it's going to be designed. So once if you understand this concept, then any organization structure, you will map it. Any organization structure, or any business you can map it. Every business will have the same structure. So that's the reason I'll spend a lot of time on organization structure only, because in real time also I used to face the challenges because I was not aware of organization structure. Because normally when I saw YouTube videos and all, they will say that only creation of company code, creation of business areas and all this stuff. But no one will tell you what would be the organization structure, how it starts, where it ends. I didn't get that. Could you clear? So that's the reason I have spent to design organization structure only. It took a lot of time for me, almost 2 to 3 months, to take a lot of inputs. Okay. Any questions? Okay, all. Yes, no.
Yeah, fine for me.
Yeah, thank you all. See you in next week session. And I'll share the recordings either today or tomorrow first hour.
Sure.
Somebody
Thank
is
you.
Okay, sure,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll give the material too. Clear? But
We have received the material 56 pages.
56 in the sense already it is not, it is there already, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it is there already. Okay, again, I'll provide, not an issue. And one more thing, first of all, don't depend on this particular material. Try to put your own notes, as I said earlier also.
Sure, sir.
That is a major, that plays a vital role in our SAP environment. You should prepare your own notes for that. Whatever you understood, put on the paper. Is this clear? Give less priority to recording, less priority to whatever material I am preparing.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.